So when you buy this asset, this real estate asset, you have the ability to depreciate costs against it. And because real estate is a special asset in certain ways, you sometimes can qualify for depreciating a lot of the lifetime cost of that business in the first few years. So what you're able to do is basically show a tax loss, even though you might own a property that is paying you a lot of cash flow. And Robert's saying not only can he use that depreciation to shield the cash flow of that real estate building, he can apply that to other assets, other income that he's getting from other assets.
Businesses.
Yeah, exactly.
Let me give everybody, I'm not an accountant. So my accountant is named Tom Wheelwright. He wrote the book, Tax-Free Wealth. Tax-Free Wealth. He's a CPA. He's one of the leading tax guys in the world. You should interview him because he'll explain it better than I do. But I don't have any plans on going to jail and dancing the hula for some guy. Do you know what I mean? I'd rather stay out of jail and make money. So let's say I make $1 million in, let's say, Rich Dad. I have to buy a $4 million apartment house, and I use 100% debt to acquire the apartment house. Then appreciation, depreciation, amortization wipes out my income from my business.
You just purchased a large 4-story senior living facility, and there's a reason why I emphasize the 4-story part of it. So can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, it's a 4-story building on Camelback. Trump took a run at it. I said Trump and I are good friends, but he took a run at it. But he couldn't get the zoning changed because of his charming personality. Naturally, everybody shut him down. So I got the whole property when it was still another property. I tore the former property down, and I got it rezoned from 3 stories to 4 stories. And instead of putting an office building in, I built a place for a luxury old age home and I'm going to be the first tenant.
Well, some things that are important about that.
The picture is up there, but you know how much I paid for that property?
How much?
I have no money in the deal, no cash. And that's what I teach.
Okay. And sorry, just to deconstruct that, that's because you borrowed the full amount to buy it and do the construction. But
no. The building was it was a 24-hour fitness, but I bought it because it was a triple net, which meant the tenant paid for everything. So all I needed to do was I borrowed $25,000 off of my house. I put it into the property, triple net. I got $50,000 a month back off of it. I amortized. I got my $25,000 I borrowed out. So I was zero cash or equity in the property. And then 25 years later, I tear it down, and they put up this 4-story building because I had the zoning changed. Because you have to tip your politicians, as you know what I'm talking about, campaign contributions.
All right, like I said, Robert's a practical guy here, folks. Okay, so keep going.
I do everything legally. I'll say it again. I don't want to dance the hula in some jail. You know what I mean? You do it legally. I've got accountants, good attorneys. But that building is up, and they pay my estate. And my wife and I were going to roll all of our money into a fund, a foundation. And we'll pay it forward for the rest beyond when we're dead. We're giving all the money back. We're not keeping anything. We don't have kids. So everything we do is using the tax law and corporate law to give back to society.
Great. And one thing that's probably important to note here too is that real estate is one of the most tax favored asset classes out there, right? I mean,
it's also called component depreciation. What that means is because it was a health club, I got to depreciate the carpets, the toilets, gym equipment. It was a massive tax hemorrhage. It was fabulous.
Wow. Okay. And there was one other thing you told me about this too, which is, so it sounds like you bought the building, 25 years ago. Relatively recently, you reconstructed it to be this senior living facility. And you said that 4th story added 50% of the value onto the actual market value of the building. Can you just explain that real briefly?
Well, the zoning in the area was 3 stories. And like I said, Donald and I are good friends, and he took a run at it. He was trying to buy me out. So I said, what the hell's he up to, my friend? He said, he's going to try and change the zoning. I said, well, if Donald can do it, why can't I? So I called my city councilman, who we made a generous campaign donation to, as you know the game. and he got it through legally. Everything is legal. We got all the neighbors to agree with it. We said we're putting an old age home here. It's going to be quiet. That it's not going to be a rock and roll band in there and all that. They were so happy with us. They let us go through the fourth story, which then caused a bidding war amongst all these developers.
If you enjoyed this clip, you can watch the full video it's from by clicking here.